This has all the makings of a Westminster morality play: intrigue, rivalry, and the hunt for a scapegoat. Sir Keir Starmer's inner circle now looks less like a disciplined government and more like a Shakespearean court gripped by suspicion. The call from Ed Miliband to get rid of whoever briefed against ministers is in effect a demand for a public sacrifice. It gives the impression of a Prime Minister looking to cauterise a wound without addressing the infection beneath it. What we are witnessing is not really about a rogue press officer or a disloyal aide. It's about control, loyalty, and the peculiar dependency that Starmer has developed on Morgan McSweeney, his campaign strategist turned chief of staff. The problem is that McSweeney has become the lightning rod for everything that's wrong with Number 10's culture: secrecy, paranoia, and a reflex to brief against potential rivals rather than persuade or lead them. Yet to sack him would be to remove the nerve centre of Starmer's political operation, much like Theresa May lost Timothy and Boris Johnson lost Cummings. So instead, the focus has shifted towards the hunt for a lower-level boffin, I think, a convenient culprit to absorb the anger and allow McSweeney and, by extension, Starmer himself to survive. That is how government machinery protects its inner sanctum. The phrase, "who would take the hit," therefore, is apt. The Labour hierarchy seems less concerned with truth than with optics, finding a name, any name, to close the story before it becomes fatal. Wes Streeting and Ed Miliband, both implicated in the supposed leadership briefings, have been shrewd in their response. They have praised McSweeney publicly while demanding that anyone be sacked. It's the political equivalent of a loyalty oath. Miliband's protestations of unity are laced with irony. This is a man who once lost his party to factional chaos, now warning of self-defeating infighting. Streeting, for his part, has emerged with more authority, not less. His media performances have given him the air of a man comfortable under siege, which in Westminster terms is a dangerous charisma. The real story here is how easily Starmer's authority has been shaken. His apology to Streeting was perfunctory. His refusal to say he has full confidence in McSweeney at PMQs said more than any dismissal could. Downing Street's subsequent clarifications that the briefings came from outside Number 10 convinced no one. The party machine is at war with itself, and each denial deepens the suspicion that the Prime Minister's inner team has become a liability. The situation has echoes of Tony Blair's own communication wars, when Alistair Campbell was both his greatest asset and the cause of endless resentment among ministers. The difference is that Blair could afford to dominate his aides. Starmer cannot. McSweeney, by all accounts, is not just his advisor, but his architect, the man who built Starmer's electoral machine and now sits at the heart of his government. To remove him would be to admit that the system Starmer created in opposition cannot survive in office. And in the end, it will come down to narrative control. Either Starmer makes a visible show of discipline by sacking someone expendable, or he risks weeks of stories about dysfunction and mistrust. The likely outcome is that a mid-ranking staffer will be marched off the stage with due solemnity out of the front door of Number 10 with a box, and Number 10 will declare the matter resolved. But the perception will linger that the real source of the poison remains untouched. In Westminster, once the air smells of betrayal, it rarely clears. Starmer may win this round by preserving McSweeney, but the damage is cumulative, and each scandal, each whisper, chips away at the image of control that has defined his leadership. And as one cabinet source has bluntly put it, Morgan may have to go, but it won't save Keir.